Well, it's a wonderful Wednesday, and we're still reading books about books because it is Children's Book Week. And the book for today and tomorrow is Chapter 2 is Missing by Josh Lieb. Let's see what that means. Chapter 1. Wait! I don't want to alarm you, but chapter 2 is missing. It was definitely here yesterday, and it can't just have walked off on its own, so somebody must have stole it. Whoever took chapter 2 didn't leave a ransom note. I would pay any price to get chapter 2 back, obviously, because without chapter 2, the book is not complete. If you happen to see chapter 2, or if you notice any suspicious characters lurking around, please call the police at 925-55-FIND-2. And as for Detective McGarren, she's the police officer in charge of the investigation, or you can email her at detmcgar@gmail.com, or you can tweet her at chapter 2 book. Now, maybe you don't believe me about chapter 2 missing. Well, turn the page and just take a look. There he is. He's a little upset, isn't he? He is a little upset. Chapter 2 is missing, and look, it's gone. There is no chapter 2. Chapter 3. And furthermore, continued Milo the janitor, I think you owe me an apology. Milo, I said, I don't have time for apologies. Can't you see that chapter 2 is missing? Milo shrugged. That doesn't make any difference to me. I'm just a janitor here after all. Then get back to work while I deal with this crisis, I said. But first, please return the period that should be at the end of this sentence. I didn't think you wanted that, said Milo, and I thought it would look better at the end of this sentence next to the period I already have. And so there is Milo the janitor. And you can notice, if you check the book out, that there is a period missing, and then there's 2 periods at the other sentence. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't look better. It looks silly, I said. But don't bother returning it now. I don't want it after you've used it. Milo picked up his mop and walked off grumbling under his breath about how nobody respected a book's janitor, even though he was the one who kept the book clean enough to read. Just then, Detective McGarren entered. I have good news, she said, but she had a frown on her face. So there is Milo the janitor, and there's Detective McGarren. Chapter 4. What? I said. Have you found chapter 2? No, she said. Well, what's the news? I asked. I was puzzled. But you ended chapter 3 by telling me you had good news. Now you're telling me that you have no news? Yes, said Detective McGarren, and everyone knows that no news is good news. I couldn't argue with that logic. After all, she is a detective. Has anybody called you and left a tip? Or sent you any emails? Or any tweets? Yes, she said, but I can't tell you what they said. Why not, I asked? Because the information is supposed to be in chapter 5. So, let's go on to chapter 5. Hope it's here. Chapter 5. But this is chapter 5, I said. Detective McGarren looked around. So it is, she said. Boy, these chapters are really whizzing by. Remember when I walked in back in chapter 3? Don't get sentimental on me, I said. Just tell me what tips the readers have given you. Maybe one of them's a clue. I don't think so, she said. All I've gotten are messages from a bunch of crazy people telling me that I'm very, very not smart. And you're very, very not smart. Well, that's obviously not true, I said. Exactly, she agreed. So how am I to believe anything they say? Then they tell me all kinds of crazy theories, that chapter 2 is hidden inside the back cover of the book, and that you have to use a mirror to read it, and the thief is obviously, Milo, I yelled. and Milo is dragging his mop around. Now what's wrong? He said. I pointed up. That's the giant pile of Ms. What's the giant pile of Ms. doing in the middle of the page? So Milo is cleaning and messing up the book. Ooh, I just got a hint of where chapter 2 might be. Chapter 6. I thought you wanted those there, he said. I think they look rather nice. Well, they don't look nice. I said they look sloppy. Oh, Milo said, do you want me to sweep them all into chapter 1? Nobody goes there anymore. Don't bother, I said. I never liked chapter 5 anyway. Am I still here or not? Asked Detective McGarren. You're still here, I said. Okay, just checking because I haven't said anything for a while. She turned to Milo. Milo, do me a favor. Go to the end of the book and see if chapter 2 is printed on the inside of the book cover. Okay, said Milo, but as payment, I'm going to take all the punctuation from the next 3 sentences. You'd better not, you scoundrel. Do you have any idea who I am? I'll throw you in jail, you creep, you weasel, you animal, yelled up Detective McGarren. Said Milo, and he left. So he did take all of it. If you can see, he took all of it, and that made everything not make sense. We have to have punctuation. Chapter 7. Milo came back. That was fast, I said. A lot can happen between chapters, said Milo. 100 years can go by. Have 100 years gone by, I asked. Detective McGarren stroked her long white beard. I don't know. Did you find chapter 2 printed on the inside of the back cover? I asked. No, said Milo. I found something printed on the inside of the back cover, but it was the opposite of chapter 2. What do you mean? Said Detective McGarren. Milo said, the thing printed on the inside of the book cover is called OWTRETPAHC. Well, that doesn't make any sense, said Detective McGarren. It doesn't seem so, said Milo. Of course, maybe it will make sense after a little reflection. Think about that. And then he laughed, as if he had made a joke, which was really not smart of him, because of course he hadn't. Will you stop that infernal chuckling? I raged. The book is halfway over and we still haven't found chapter 2. I need to think. So there she is, all of a sudden she has a beard. And then here he is over here, and he needs to think. Well, if you want to find out if they ever find chapter 2, you are going to have to tune in tomorrow on Terrific, Tremendous Thursday. And then we will find out the end and if chapter 2 is really missing. Y'all have a wonderful Wednesday. I hope to see you soon.